today is, man?
It's your birthday?
Thursday, which means
Thursday, that's
podcast
closer.
day.
Yes.
No, it's not my birthday. You
No,
still don't know. Still don't know?
I mean, you were born. I see that.
Thanks, man. Thanks,
dude.
man.
You want to introduce our guests?
Yes. We finally have in the studio.
Also, for the record, I am Cody because we never do that.
Oh, yeah. I am Houghton. Apparently, we never do that. So
Yeah. So I'm Cody. That's Hilton.
This is Houghton. And we have Miss Robyn
Yes.
in the studio today.
And you
Thank
pronounce
you
it Houghton?
It is Houghton. I thought of
Houghton.
an easy way. The O-U-G-H is like Krispy Kreme donuts.
Nice. Okay.
word.
Cool. Yeah. Houghton.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
word.
Yeah, so the
Hell
little
yeah.
word play to remember.
Yeah.
And she is quite the gift giver.
Oh.
Yeah.
She gave us a little housewarming gift.
Yeah.
And it was like customized to us.
Yeah. So awesome.
And then she
And-
wanted to get her hands in the great debate of...
Yes, I've been
Yeah,
watching.
what's going
I've been
on?
paying attention to. Like,
I
I've been
honestly didn't
catching
even
up
know there
on
was a second person or like a second place.
Yeah, I thought you said the other day, just recently, you'd said the whole debate about the Popeyes.
Yeah.
And then I swear somebody said Hardee's with the honey
Somebody
bacon
was talking-
or something.
I mean,
said
I
something
had
about
it.
there.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's the last thing I heard, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that'd be so fun.
Well, she
In studio.
in studio today.
We're going to have... This is our second food thing. The first one was like on the second episode or something.
Oh, the
Like
ramen one. or
ramen
whatever?
noodles.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh.
The
That
hot,
was, like,
we did the hot
super
ramen
old.
Okay,
challenge.
I gotta go back and watch that
Woo.
episode. I haven't
Let me
seen
tell
it.
you,
Yeah, it was like a death... It was a black
it's like a
package of
triple
ramen.
X hot ramen.
Yeah.
Your boy not so good with the whole spicy thing.
It
you
was
know.
good, though. It
Let me
tasted
tell
good.
you, the Popeyes chicken sandwich changed my life.
Okay.
After we
Yeah.
had it, because we talked about it on the podcast, and I was like, and he was like, "Dude, we should go get those." And I was like, "All right, let's do it." Got back home, and I was like, "Dude, I want more." Like, it
Have
was
you
the-
had either?
I've not had either, but I'm a Hardee's burger fan
okay.
and a Popeyes all the things.
Gotcha.
Oh, word?
fan.
Well,
Yeah, but I
Popeyes
haven't
in
done
Atlanta,
this.
so-
I
They
haven't done
don't.
this one yet.
They don't fuck up on a chicken sandwich.
All right, so this is what I think the move is. We all do the Hardee's.
Okay.
Because you finish with what's best. You know
Okay.
what I'm
Whoa,
saying?
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Or should we do a thing where... Well, I already know what they look like.
Yeah.
So you can't do like a blind taste
Yeah, there's no
test.
blind
No.
taste unless you just close your eyes and we just hand you one.
Do we want a
Oh,
blind
dude,
test?
y'all could totally do that. I'm the fucking king on this. So, like, I'm gonna know... I could smell it, dude. Let's do a fucking
Dude,
smell
I could
test.
smell
All
it.
right, so let's get one of each out.
Yeah, let's do this.
And don't let me smell it.
Don't
I'm
let
not
you
even gonna
smell it.
look.
Well, it's gonna. We're gonna put it in
So
your
I'm gonna
hand,
be
you
like-
dummy.
Oh, that's not. The packaging's
Look,
different.
I can't
wow.
even...
All right.
And so... But I want to be able to have meat in my face. You know what
One
I'm saying? Like,
one of us is gonna go straight Sammy.
just don't...
Down.
Like... Don't touch my... I don't want to touch it because I want to be able to...
What do you?
Oh,
you want me to
you
put
want
it
us
in
to
your
actually
face?
feed you?
Or you can
I'll
give me
feed,
the...
I'll feed you in the face,
Just give
man.
me the package of one of them.
Okay, because we
What?
can't give you the packaging because the packaging.
Am I
will give
leaning
it
in the
away.
right way?
Okay, hang on.
All right, so...
You can't touch.
Oh,
anything
that's
else.
fucking Hardee's, dude.
You can't touch anything else.
100% that's Hardee's. That's Hardee's. I 100%. Give me the other
You
sandwich.
gotta have a bite.
Oh, I gotta take a bite too.
Yeah.
Oh, but that's gonna give it away way too easy.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So take this back, and then I'll definitely take a bite afterwards. And then the other one is, oh, that's Hardee's right there, baby. I mean, that's Popeyes right there. Oh, you can't disguise that, my friend.
You fucking idiot! Oh, you
God.
idiot!
You handed it to
Bro,
me
you
upside
were
down.
so
Y'all cheated.
confident. You were
Dude, y'all
so
cheated.
confident, dude. You were like, oh
It
no,
was
that's
upside-
Hardee's for sure. Take you a wicked bite, dude.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my god, I already know what this one tastes like. Both of them. Bro, that was way better than the first one.
Oh, then the first.
The first
All right. Those are
Hardee's
his.
one I had,
Those
that's
are
way
officially
better.
Okay,
his now.
I'm about. Yeah, no, those are his.
Damn it.
I'm gonna hit the Hardee's grade and see what's going on here. You were
My
so
heart is broken.
He was so confident too. Oh,
I was confident.
I'm not gonna get this wrong.
Yeah, I was confident on the smell I'd get it. But
Oh, yeah.
what I thought it was that I'd be able to tell so instantly was the feel on the bun.
bun?
The bun.
I tell you what, Hardee's ain't messing around with that.
But dude,
buttery
this
bun,
one,
dude.
it's different this time, dude.
It hit.
Maybe I just had like a shitty location, but maybe because you ordered so many that they gave you fresh ones.
Yeah, maybe that's true also.
And that's
as well.
tripping.
Oh, it
Tripping me
smells
up hardcore.
so
It's got
good,
like that hottie type
Yeah,
sauce,
there's
but it's
some-
like
Cody, napkin, dispense, please.
but it's like I don't know, dude. Like here's 2 each.
Okay.
And then
Oh yeah, dude. I can get behind that.
oh yeah, but
What's up, dude?
bro, it's about to be quiet on this
Dude, I know.
podcast.
Our podcast, the first 20 minutes of the pod is just gonna be us eating sandwiches.
We're just like
So what's going on with you or whatever?
They're both so good.
Oh, you had a bite of each already?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm sure it was real attractive too.
So what is your opinion right off rip?
Well, clearly this one has honey on it and bacon. I'm not a big bacon fan, but it's really sweet and really good. And but the Popeyes is just
It's got that
Something about that crispy.
mm-hmm.
Something about.
off the mic
I know.
Now we know.
and then chewing into the mic.
I know.
You're like,
Whenever you're
hold
talking, get that click.
What I was saying.
No, I think that there's something about the breading in the Popeyes that literally sets it off, dude.
Yeah, and it,
Like Popeyes breading, I don't know what they got going on there, but they got it
Dude,
figured the fuck
the
out.
way this is glazed though, it's like they must like bathe this a few times or something because it's like the crust doesn't come off the chicken.
Yeah, I
got
noticed that
It's
too.
almost like it's like
Let me
Yeah, you gotta try the other-
glazed
let the,
chicken.
Let the chef tell us what he
let me
thinks.
get on this one time. I know what this tastes like, but
All right, Popeyes and Hardee's. Vie for a spot as sponsorships here. We even got you.
We need the great debate. Hey, we'll take either.
yeah, no, any of them are fine.
Look, we're even advertising for you. I turned it so everybody
good.
can
Yeah,
see.
holler at your boys.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you can't mess with the header, dude.
And that's so much chicken on that
so
sandwich too.
Dude,
It's so much, but honestly, I think it's how they fry it, like the crispiness of the chicken, bro.
but
you
there's
can't-
something.
You can't. It still blows my mind how confident you were and which one you had. I hope you know.
Oh.
I'm gonna bring that up forever, dude.
That was spectacular.
Forever. He's like, oh, that's Hardee's for sure.
Also, it's hard to
This
like.
is easy.
It's hard to like blindfold yourself. All right. Try doing that and smelling something at the same time. How often you do that?
No, blame it on everybody else, man. It's fine.
I'm blaming it on me, dude. I wasn't prepared. It was rigged going into it. Y'all were trying to fuck with me.
Well, we just wanted to make it a blind of a taste test as we could, because
What are you thinking?
I'm not trying to ruin any future sponsorships here, man.
it's the
All
jury's
right.
still out,
They're
right?
both- yeah.
One satisfies hunger. One satisfies everything. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
The chicken sandwich
wow.
that satisfies everything. That's somebody's new logo.
It could
Dude,
be ours soon.
If
There
I
you
don't,
go.
if I don't single-handedly push Popeye sales in the local area,
I'm saying, right?
it's fucking rigged.
Wait, so what are you saying? Are you?
I love both.
Okay, that's what I thought you were saying. I just making sure everybody knew.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
but I'm
So just from so I'm a single mama. From the single mama standpoint, almost twice as much for the Hardee's burger.
Oh,
Money wise?
Yeah, money wise.
What?
So yeah, Popeyes.
But
was,
I feel like the chicken on that.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Wow.
So that's just a price point for anybody who's comparison
my mouth
shopping.
is
So
drooling, I'm sorry.
Hardee's you can make a good burger, but
Come
if
on now.
I got $20 to feed kids,
Yeah, right? Hell no.
What do they? They call their burgers thick burgers, right?
Yeah.
Is that what
Well,
it
and I
is?
do
A
say I'll
Hardee's
go there
thick
for
burger?
a burger any day because
Yeah,
I was.
it's like Hardee's thick burgers, right? So what do they call their chicken? Thickened chicken?
Oh,
Chicken, chicken.
I don't know. I didn't pay attention driving through.
It should be if it's
TM
not.
that. TM that.
There you go.
Trademark that real quick.
Somebody write it down.
But like not so like thick in price.
You know who? I'm not
Jesus
gonna
Christ,
lie.
I'm not gonna
their
be able to not
Burger
eat
King's
this.
burgers. I've always loved the Burger King burger.
Okay.
For some, like their flame broiled.
They're
I
frame
think
boiled.
frame broiled.
Bro.
I love the flavor of their burgers, honestly.
So I'm a Hardee's burger girl, but my grandfathers were cattle farmers, and so they had the Angus burger before anybody else did.
Yeah.
So it's still overcooked because I need my burger a little bit,
very
a little bit less.
Very
but
true.
I'll go there for a burger if I'm not going to like McGuire's or somewhere.
Hey, man.
Hey, what's up, dude?
Fuck Hardee's, dude. All right?
God, you're so aggressive.
What?
Dude.
Oh,
You're so aggressive.
What
it's
is
crazy.
Popeyes doing,
it's crazy,
dude? Everything I've ever wanted in anyone, anybody, any friendship, anything,
Right
I
there,
would give
huh?
up for this.
Really? You give up our friendship for
Hey,
an
man,
endless
I don't
amount
even
of
know
them?
who the fuck you are, dude.
Man, that's fucked right there, dude.
really?
You
Do
going
wanna
that
try
hard in
a
the
bite
paint?
on this?
I got one right there.
Bro, if you nah.
Nah.
Nah, dude.
Nah, dude.
So, like,
Nah,
if I was
I'm gonna
on
have
the
to eat
corner
some.
and I was like, hey, man.
Why have you done this? This is what you created
man.
right
I'm
here.
sorry.
If you-
sorry,
No,
everybody.
no.
If you pulled up with a sack of these,
We're
my hand's going to be on one of the sacks in the car.
yeah, we're finding
You
out
decide.
Cody's a hoe for Hardee's.
For a Popeye
burger.
sandwich?
For a Popeye
Popeye
sandwich?
Dude, I'll
yeah.
forget my mama. You know?
Oh no.
Jesus
Sorry,
Christ.
Mama.
What the hell is this going on in here?
What a pickle.
Dude, the whole thing's a pickle,
The
man.
pickle's fire.
This is putting my life in a pickle. Good.
We've been there
Awesome.
for a while.
It's like every Popeye sandwich I have, I'm like, oh damn, that one was fire. And then again,
Yeah, they don't miss, man.
no.
That's a nice, generous portion.
That is a very
Yeah,
generous portion
nice.
of chicken too.
This to me
and
feels
for the
like
price, like they're what, $4.99 or something like that, or $5.49.
I thought they were
or something?
$3.99 for these.
Really?
Yeah, I think the
Maybe.
Popeyes were about $4 a piece. The other ones
I'm
were
sorry?
close to $8 a piece. Yeah,
Who made these for that cheap?
yeah.
Like,
So this
Don't
is Popeyes on Creighton Road, and that's Hardee's up on. Popeyes on Cervantes and Hardee's on Creighton. So, shout out to both of y'all.
out.
To the people that were working, thank you for working, so none of us had to cook, and we could have
yeah,
this
dude,
fun
like
debate.
Jesus
I know,
Christ,
right?
for
Right.
$3.99, that was a robbery.
Yeah, that's
You just,
I just stole sandwiches from Popeyes.
yeah, dude, like the cops are looking for you because there's no way you stole these for $3.99 each.
Yeah.
And then Hardee's is also robbing us.
Yeah, Hardy's got it back.
Dude, if you
But-
put this
but
sauce
the
or this
honey-
batter on anything, I'd eat it. Just fucking all of it. All of it.
But the honey and bacon, for somebody who's a bacon lover, maybe
Very
maybe
true.
Popeyes needs to add a bacon.
You know what your next step is, since you like the Hardee's flavor and everything so much? You go back to Popeyes. And you
We're gonna do
double
a
down on the Hottie stuff. What is the fucking Megan Thee Stallion sandwich?
Hottie
Remember?
sauce.
It's very similar to
It
that.
is very similar. I heard you say that. Yeah, they have a Megan Thee Stallion.
I hope so.
Okay,
don't,
I'm right
but
here.
okay,
She has a Popeye's chicken sandwich.
She's
that
the one
basically
that
just
sings
has-
that song. Nope, that wasn't her. What does she sing? She's not WAP. Is
Body
she?
yada yada. Isn't that her?
Yeah, I think so. But
Yeah.
I thought she had a bigger hit. What is WAP? Not her.
No,
No, that's
my kids will know. They'll be watching this.
I
screaming,
swear to-
Mom, it's so and so.
I swear to God, she's on that song.
maybe she might be on.
There's got to be a
Alright.
remix with her on it. I've heard her singing.
Megan
Dun,
Thee
dun, dun,
Stallion.
dun, dun, dun,
Anyway,
dun,
she
as
has a
Popeyes.
she is on. She is. It's
See?
not Cardi B.
That's what I thought.
She has a sandwich at Popeyes that has the hottie sauce on it, which is like her sauce, but it's basically just like a honey hot sauce.
Okay.
It's like
It's like a sweet Thai chili sauce.
yeah, it's like like a sweet and sour, but more
it's
honey.
similar to that, but it's got like pepper flakes in it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, red
Maybe
chili
you can
flakes.
make like a fusion of the sandwiches
that
too.
that
Watch your mouth. Okay,
we're gonna start
I'm gonna let
getting
you slide
arrested.
on that one. You don't come at the sandwich like that. That was aggressive.
Cody's
That's
officially
like
a
kicking
bodyguard
my
for
cat.
Popeyes.
I guess so. I
That's
guess
like
it's
kicking my
Popeyes.
cat.
I guess we just made that's the sponsor.
You know, Callie's name used to be Callie. It's Popeyes now.
Oh,
and
wow.
is that a
She's
male-oriented
gonna
name?
get
I don't care.
so confused.
Yeah,
How old
Popeyes.
is she? How old is she? She's
here,
like,
Popeyes.
Dad been saying Popeyes for like 6 months now.
She's
I don't know
gonna
what's
do
going
like
on.
me.
Me?
Ain't nobody else in here named Popeyes. Jesus.
Ain't nobody
this
in
is
here named Popeyes. Oh fuck. All right. Well,
That was
Man.
spectacular.
yeah.
That
Thank you
was
so much for that. By the
fun.
way, that was awesome.
Nobody
that was,
brought us a gift that meant that much to me.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, Cody's gonna
Oh.
cry in a little bit.
All
I
right.
promise.
Good grief.
Anyway, so
See, that just helped make me less nervous. So we had this
A word?
We had this whole.
Oh, we would have knocked it
debacle
right
in
out of the park
beginning,
anyway.
I mean,
That is phenomenal. Y'all need to start talking about something because I'm going to just keep going on about the sandwich.
dude,
The sandwich is too good.
it's a chicken sandwich.
Dude, I had so many people be like, what's going on?
Yeah.
What's going on?
What? That picture was perfect too.
Yeah,
man.
dude, that fucking...
Oh my gosh.
Dude, I seriously would love a sponsorship by De Popeyes.
Yeah. I mean, we could make it work.
I mean, it could literally just be one location. It doesn't even have to be the whole joint.
Hey, there you go. Just need to
I
talk
wonder
to
if
the
we could do
GM over
that.
there at Creighton Road.
wonder what that
I mean,
would be
at
like.
I'd be like,
Cervantes.
look,
sorry.
just give us free
Cervantes.
chicken sandwiches on Thursday.
Free chicken
Yeah.
Sammys, dude. Dude,
Yeah,
a free
dude.
chicken Sammy for the guest and a couple for the boys.
There you
What more
go.
you
Yeah,
want?
I'm
You know?
fucking... I'll get loose in this bit real quick.
All right, that's
Okay.
what we're gonna do. We're
Well.
gonna figure out who's the GM over at the
Oh,
at the Cervantes.
You know what I'm gonna
some
do? You know
phone
how I'm gonna
calls?
start throwing our weight around?
Creighton Road.
go ahead.
When we get rich and famous.
Yeah, yeah.
Because, you know, it's like a ball rolling down the hill.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
You're
start...
just that close.
Dude, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
One more person, and that's like 10 people.
Yeah.
You know?
Huh?
We're almost
Double
double digits.
digits.
Yeah, that's
One
what they'll
more
call us.
person and we're like 10 people.
I'm going to get so rich and famous that I'm going to go to like 5-star restaurants and tell them Popeye's hot chicken sandwich.
Will you bring me
Oh.
Popeyes
Hot
chicken?
sandwich. We go back and forth like crisscross. We're like, hot
chicken.
sandwich. You heard me. I'm not even going to want them to cook it. I'm going to be like, no.
I want it.
You have an employee, don't you?
Did you hear what I said
DoorDash.
before hot chicken sandwich?
Jesus.
Popeyes.
All right. So, I'm sorry. This is distracting.
Yeah, no, I can tell. It's fine.
So, how did you get into...
Popeyes hot chicken sandwiches.
Oh.
Yeah, no, that was
that's all
really...
that's all your fault from watching the podcast.
I got so many bursts from this. So, you're a massage therapist. But my question really is, like, how do you even discover that's something you're good at? Or is it not something you were good at and you were like, I need to learn a trade? Because I know some people that are like that. Like, a friend of mine was like just free with her time and she like really likes yoga, and then she's like she like kind of ventured into massage therapy and like that's her living now.
Okay. So that's not my story. I came to college here really long time ago, and went to school for nursing.
Where are you from?
Born in Kansas, raised in Nebraska, came from Tennessee down here, the Nashville area. So came to college here at PCC. I used to be a holy girl, but anyway, that was one of the best nursing schools in town. That's what I knew I wanted to do. They had a 98% pass the board rating back then, and I couldn't even find Ivy League schools on the East Coast that had that. So plus we have the beach, right? So I came from Nashville to the beach. That was awesome. Got my bachelor's degree, so was here for 4 years. Went back to Vanderbilt and spent 20 years at Vanderbilt Children's Hospital as a peds critical care nurse.
Wow. Holy crap. Nate Bargatze would love you. This is one of our favorite comedians, and he loves Vanderbilt.
Oh, it's a great hospital, a teaching hospital and a research hospital. So I was always with the kids, NICU, PICU, PED, anything where the babies or the kids had to be monitored closely. I also was previously married, and at the time my husband got stationed. He was a Marine. Happy Veterans Day, everybody.
Yeah,
Happy Veterans Day.
Got stationed in Okinawa, so I worked for the Navy for a little while over there and did just ICU stuff over there. But anyway, while we were there, he had an injury. He was a motorcycle cop, had an injury that just progressed on to being disabling. And when the VA said, nah, nothing we can do for you after 3 massages, we started looking for other things. Well, shout out to Aunt Judy. His Aunt Judy was a
Pull it a
massage
little
therapist.
closer.
Okay.
The mic.
His Aunt Judy was a massage therapist, and she kept saying, I know I can make him better. And I was like, our neurosurgeons can't do anything for you. How is oils and, soft lighting and some touch and cucumbers on you, because I'd never had a massage except for like at a spa.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I had no idea could be helpful in medical stuff. And here I am at like a top-notch hospital, and I'm like, massage, right? Whatever.
You were kind of
But,
skeptical
right,
about
I
the whole
was super
thing.
skeptical.
Yeah.
But we were going to go on a vacation out there. We went to see that side of the family and some of my family that lives out there. So we were there for 2 weeks, and I was like, have at it, because he's miserable. He's in his 30s. He can barely do the things that he needs to do. Anyway, so she and her partner, that was her massage partner, set up a table in the middle of the living room while we were all around, and they just started working on him, fully clothed, stretching, pushing on things. And the long story, we were there for 2 weeks. They did a total of 4 massage treatments on him, either together or just one at a time. Mm-hmm. And after the third one, I missed a part of the story. During one of the back surgeries, he lost feeling from the knee down. After that third massage, he stood up and he could feel his toes. And I was like, no, you can't. And went and mashed on his toe with a pin like you do in the hospital to see if somebody's comatose or has feeling there. And he nearly kicked me in the face, and I was like, holy cow.
Yeah.
If massage therapy can do things that we're not being able to do at all through any of these, high-level medical neurosurgeons, brain surgeons didn't have an answer for us. Physical therapists would send him to physical therapy and kick him out of physical therapy. Oh, we can't make you better. And I was like, we'd been going to the VA, I had a young husband and 4 minor children, and my heart would break, because here was my young husband, sometimes in a wheelchair, and here are all these older veterans who, so perfect story for today, just giving me chills, all these older veterans, that have been having an injury for 20, 30, 40 years. One day we sat next to a World War II vet who was getting some shrapnel finally, an MRI for shrapnel that he'd had since World War II. So when when you're stuck in that system, and the VA is a great system, but it's just inundated, and they didn't have any other answers. And I was like, here's something that you can just go and do. Well, of course they wouldn't pay for it because, wasn't approved or whatever. So anyway, long and short, I decided after we came back from that trip to Seattle and seeing Aunt Judy, so she was my mentor, she was my encouragement, came back, and we had moved down to Pensacola shortly thereafter, and I went to Pensacola School of Massage and went to the fast track program so I could just get on with it as quick as possible. And now that's what makes me happy, is being able to take people who have no hope or who are miserable in pain, because we all are going to have pain in our lives, right? You roll, you're going to have pain. You stand on your feet in the kitchen. I do what I do. Yeah. We have, old injuries. We're all going to have pain, but we don't have to suffer. And that's what gave me just like so much joy, is that he now had something that he could put in his arsenal that could help him deal with his pain.
Yeah. And how old was he at this time?
In his 30s. It happened when he was in his 20s, and so he'd had 3 back surgeries by then.
I mean, my fucking wrist just died.
I know. I saw that episode about it, and I want you to let me... Not today, because we already did the whole chicken sandwich thing, but come see me and let me look at it, and then one of my chiros is right down the road. What does it hurt if they're already telling you it's a broken bone and it's degenerating and it's maybe dead and whatever? At least let us look at it. Might make it better, might make it... It's not going to make it worse, just getting some new blood flow in there, and maybe even some scraping, would break up some of the scar tissue around there, and just to get some fresh blood flow. So
my thought was just hit it with a hammer.
Well, I mean,
that just keeps making it worse.
That's what he's been doing for the
past
couple weeks.
We can do that if massage and chiro don't work.
Dude, you know what?
We can do that on air.
No, dude. No, dude. No, dude. But if you give me a Popeye sandwich to do that,
he won't even notice.
I would be like,
he won't even notice.
Huh?
What?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah, it's like giving a kid candy to give him a shot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's
like, all right, you give him that sandwich and
I'm like, whoa, this tastes explosive.
It tastes more shattering than normal. I don't know why.
Yeah, dude. A question like in that story. So when you came back, did you ever have thoughts of going to? Because we have a children's hospital.
So when we moved down here, his injury had become disabling. I want this podcast to be all about him, but whatever. It's my shout out to my ex-husband, I guess. But I wanted to go to work. I had girlfriends who I went to school with who were basically running the NICU transport program and high up in the NICU, and that was the last thing I'd done there. And the reason I didn't go was honestly and truthfully, which is not the case now post-COVID, but they paid so little money. here. I was doing a kind of specialty job where I was at Vanderbilt, and I was making nice money.
Yeah.
Anyway, for nurses especially. And here it was not just over half. And the reasoning was, well, you live in paradise. And I was like, well, my bills don't care if there's sunshine outside.
Yeah.
So I just never went. And then there were some staffing crises. And then I went on to massage therapy school and was like, I want to be able to run a business. My marriage had disintegrated. I still had kids. I wanted to be able to not work holidays and weekends and birthdays and that kind of stuff. Plus, I'd spent 20 years dealing with really critically ill, injured, dying.
It's gotta break your heart.
Dying and sometimes passed away children and doing postmortem care and sitting with the families. And so I kind of feel like,
it's a good time
after doing all of that and then taking care of a disabled husband and 3 children, I was like, this is something that like hope again. Give people hope, help them feel better, move easier, and then get back to what they were doing. And that's really what the positive of that story is. When we came back from that trip, it was like 10 years had come off of his life. He was able to pick up my kids and carry them, walk down to the water,
That's
things
crazy.
and I was just like, oh my gosh. And I have a couple, there's a couple stories about people that you would know if I said their names, but of course HIPAA. So, I mean, I can talk about whatever athletes have spoken about me, but there's a story about one veteran, again, shout out veteran, who came to see me one day, and he was just having really bad pain, but he pushing through, was doing a sport, and came in with his service animal and his girlfriend, and we were working on him, and the service animal was sweet and just laid there at the foot of the bedside, and we were working on him. He got off the table, but anytime that he would hurt, he wouldn't even make a noise, but the dog would kind of whimper. Like he had such a connection with the guy.
Lord.
That's crazy.
With the veteran. And,
Animals are fucking
oh my gosh,
awesome.
they're
the
unbelievable.
shit, aren't they?
I'll hurt you.
Dude, you look at my dog the wrong way.
Dude?
What's up? And you do it sometimes.
Hey.
You do it sometimes. And I'm like,
Hey, man. Okay.
You better.
Hey.
You better. I can look at her like that. Now you, I'll fuck you up, okay?
Hey, man.
Hey, what's
I've
up,
had
dude?
my Popeyes right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't want to
Boys feeling like you just ate a
yeah.
bunch of spinach. Or
Yeah, that's what
something.
I'm saying.
Oh,
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry. We didn't mean to interrupt.
No. So he finished the massage. He went and sat in the chair. Started working on the girlfriend, and he was just real quiet. And she was like, "Babe, are you okay?" And he was sitting there so somber. And every time I tell this story, it gives me chills too. And he goes, I don't remember the last time that I didn't hurt. And I was just like, God, because those are the kind of things that my ex-husband would say. I wish I could just have 5 minutes with no pain,
Just no pain, yeah.
or even a less pain. If it would be a pain of 4 or 5, that would be a good day.
Yeah.
So that's why I do what I do. I don't only see veterans, but I love my veterans, and I do a special discount for them. But anybody, it could be, kids. I have some medical kids. I have athletes who want to reach their highest potential. I have elderly clients. I have people born with disabilities.
Wow.
Now that you're talking about that, because I've had people approach me and ask what do you know about that type of work, because it seems like maybe to people that are unadvised or ill-informed, they're like, oh, it just seems like they're just trying to ride the coattails. And we've had this conversation of somebody's fame, or maybe because they're young and hot, or
Oh, you mean sponsoring an athlete?
Yes.
I'm
So
okay.
This person will just be nameless, and I won't even tell you after this. So it's just
Okay.
But I've had somebody ask me don't you think she's just doing that because they're young and they're attractive? And I'm like, you need to have a conversation with her.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's just perception. Maybe you have a preconceived notion of what they're doing because of your age versus their age or something. But I think maybe people don't know you do more than sponsor
Just
athletes.
yeah.
But
So
they
it's
think
everybody.
only that.
Yeah, well, and that's where my brand recognition came from, right?
Yeah. Nobody knows I have a partnership at Target.
There was a horse on the wall.
Oh, word.
Sorry.
But nobody knows I have a partnership at Target. I have no idea where I was going with that.
Right. Well, you were asking about do I
Right.
basically,
She goes,
do I just
no, I know.
Anyways,
No,
do I
I
just
know.
sponsor young hot athletes? No.
Yes.
So there's a story about everything, but So I started. So my background was I did gymnastics when I was really young. Was no good. I was in the middle of Western Nebraska, but my dad was a collegiate gymnast. So I grew up with him having blown out his knees as a high school student and a college student. So he was uncomfortable, his whole life. Going through my own sports, my sports career, which was very short lived because I am not super athletic. I kind of believe that you have about 100,000-mile warranty on your joints. That's kind of how I explain it to people.
What does that break down in years? Because I
Right.
feel like I'm reaching it.
Right. Well, so if we do all these impact things when we're young, like gymnastics, for example, it's a lot of impact on your spine. I water skied, snow skied, rode horses, played football with my uncles and brothers. So a lot of things that were impact kind of stuff, right? So I myself was a little uncomfortable. We had one chiro in the little town I grew up in. My dad had been to him once. Well, then we would like crack each other's backs, right? If you were sore, he would massage if something was hurting and help you feel better. Anyway, the athletes. So when I started, one day I was in a networking group and we said, hey, did you know there's MMA in town? And I was like, holy cow, no way. Because I watched this on TV, MMA, and watched Bellator and stuff. And I was like, it's right here in Pensacola. That's unbelievable. So they're like, yeah. So I called Island Fights years ago. I actually got Dean Toole on the phone. And was chatting with him, and was
you told me
I didn't know it was Dean Toole
exactly.
either.
That
right?
is the more important part of the story.
I didn't know it was Dean Toole. He just answered, picked
Yeah.
up the phone, Island Fights, and I was like, "Hey, I'm at this networking group. We're talking about coming. Can you tell me a little bit?" And he goes, "Well, I'm at the office. Do you think anybody wants to sponsor the fights?" Blah blah. Anyway, that's a whole nother story for another day. But went into the office. They were over there, they were off of Palafox over there. Walked in the office. It was near a fight day, so he's got the whole, all this board up and everything. I don't know anything about this. I just walk in the front door and I'm like, hey, I'm here to see Dean. And I walked back and I didn't know he was the guy, right? 'Cause he just answered the phone. Anyway, sat and talked to him for a while and said, hey, I'm super interested in this. Didn't know we even had it in town. Who's their massage therapist? Because at the time I had a nephew who was playing college and pro ball, and he had to get a massage. Well, he was college ball then. Had to get a massage every week shout out Jarrell. Had to get a massage every week, or he couldn't be on the roster for the next week. He was playing at Western with PJ Fleck, and PJ Fleck took really good care of his young athletes, which I thought was amazing.
Awesome.
Ice baths, so that was before cryo was a thing. Ice baths and massages, because we went up to see him, and I was like, let's go hang out. And he's like, I have to do these things, and I was like, oh, that's amazing.
That's
he's
really
this big
cool.
Kid, they were really taking care of him.
Yeah.
PJ Fleck was an amazing coach. I never got to meet him in person. Now he's off in the pros and whatever, but really took good care, of my own nephew. So I really have much love for him.
Bro.
Yeah. And then just a side note about my nephew Jarrell, he now has a company where he makes sauces to go on dishes. So like a seafood butter sauce and now a Caribbean jerk sauce. So I'll have to hook you up.
Yeah, let's do it.
We'll
have a
D1,
sauce tasting.
D1 Kitchen. Yeah, we'll do that.
D1
Anyway,
Kitchen,
so talking to Dean, said, who's your massage therapist? And Molds and Stern were taking care of some of the athletes back then. Dylan was one of their clients, and some of the other people. And those were our Island Fights guys back then, 7-8 years ago. And they have massage therapists there, but there wasn't a person who belonged to the sport. And I was like, okay, I want to learn about this. These kids shouldn't be doing all this. They're taking more impact than football players. They're actually not just working out like an amateur or pro athlete, but they're actually taking the impact to their body. Then they're rolling and they're stretching and all these kind of things. They need to see a chiro and they need to have a massage therapist. So they had chiro covered with Molds and Stern, and I know they have some therapists over there, but I was just like, okay, I'm super interested in this, because how are we not taking really good care of these kids?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, that led to a whole nother conversation, come work at the behind the scenes, blah, blah, whatever. Anyway, and you need to get with Larry Downs, because Larry, if you guys didn't know that, had gone, shout out Larry Downs.
Larry's dope.
Had gone to massage therapy
guy.
school and was working on his own kids and his own athletes at the time. And so hooked up with Larry. He immediately must have spent an hour on the phone the first night. He let me come to the gym. Back when he had the PBA gym out on the property. Let me come into the gym and just kind of get my feet wet. RJ was one of my first athletes out there. JR was out there. Amy Fink was out there at the time. Eric Baker was out there. Some other people were out at the time. But Larry just let me come, set up the table, and just learn. And they would encourage me to get in the ring with them. And I was like, oh, no, thank you. I don't want to learn any of this. But when I would do it, if I'd get in a box or they'd have me show me how to hit the bag or whatever, and I'm no good at it, so please don't think I am. But I'm a visual learner. And so if my body hurt or I was like, oh, I'm twerked in this position, I could think, okay, that's this muscle. Or I need to think about if they're right-handed, they do this, or if they hold their feet this way.
You're like the Sherlock Holmes of like
So, yeah,
breaking
well,
down
that
the
comes-
movement. You're like,
It comes from all
parts?
those years of nursing because you're really you're a detective when you're a nurse. You have to kind of find the root of the problem. You don't just want to go, oh, you have a fever. You need to figure out why do you have a fever, right?
Right.
So anyway, all that happened. So I was working at Larry's gym. I live over in Gulf Breeze. So Scott Farley's gym, Core Martial Arts, is over there. I went to a seminar over there, and that's the first place we ever had any experience with like doing a self-defense seminar. Was he and Carrie offered one. Got to know them a little bit because they were just down the street. My kids went through a Krav class with him, loved it. And he started sending me a lot of the athletes were training out of that gym at the time, right? That was one of the hot gyms now. And Brock and SD and Juan eventually. But, some of the Elvin was over there. But Elvin actually had a therapist that was in my office who sponsored him, but he came to me one day when she couldn't see him. But Scott was kind of feeding these kids saying, hey, can you help them? I know that they don't have any money, but they've got potential and they're hurting. Can you help them? Scott's a veteran too, so happy, and Carrie both are veterans. Happy Veterans Day. Anyway, so they just kind of helped channel people towards me, and then by word of mouth, I got to work on Brock really early. I got to work on SD. SD came a lot. Love SD. Much love to SD. SD brought me Juan.
Doing big things.
Juan was with me
Juan
was with me a long time, and then they just by word of mouth, and then I started going, oh, well, I've been in Larry's gym, I've been in Scott's gym, maybe these other gyms, and you come into the fights and just kind of getting to know people. Call them and say, hey, can I just come in your gym and like watch what you do and learn a little bit? One of probably the third gym I was in was Roy Senior's gym.
Oh, wow.
He let me come over and check out the dungeon when it was still the dungeon. Oh my God, nobody trains like Senior's gym. Let me tell you. I've been in all the gyms. Nobody does. And he is just the kindest man. But let me watch his athletes, sent me a couple of his people, down the line. RJ went over and trained with Junior. Junior let me come in. Then I got to know Trey, and Trey let me come in. And Deepwater, Scott and Megan at Deepwater let me come in. And kind of as the athletes that I sponsored, and kind of just took a handful of them, to just say, hey, I think this can help you. I watched, I know my nephew did really well. He was able to manage 5 years of playing, ball. Plus, after a high school career, he went on and played pro ball internationally. I really think this is going to help prolong your career. We can get more reach. We can get more arm reach. We can get more leg reach just by loosening up the muscles. And so here, these young athletes, young hot athletes, I'll tell you, yes, absolutely, but are willing to let me try. There wasn't some other massage therapist in town that I could go and ask questions to. There are people who did sports, but not somebody who was doing MMA, combat sports, boxing, that kind of thing. And so I just was like, I think I know some ideas. Let's try them. Let's work out. If we can do this once a week, let's just see if your performance improves. And then a few years ago, I did a study with a veteran, mama, a child with some burns, an amputee, and something else, just to kind of see. Let's do a massage a month and just see, are you feeling better? Is your mental health better? Can you move easier? Those kind of things. So I really loved the sponsoring. It ended up, it started out just being, hey, if you'll just help spread the word about me, let people know if this makes you feel better. Then it went on to, they'd put me on their shirt or their shorts or their banners or whatever. And then I'm not a great businesswoman. I'm a good nurse. I'm a good healthcare person, but I give away too much sometimes.
Right.
So it's kind of had to come full circle where I've stopped some of the sponsorships where money started needing to be provided, where I could just trade services for their shouting out. And that was really easy for me because a single mom again, and even though my massagers are not free or cheap, it's still, I have all that overhead to cover. So I make a good amount of money in a small amount of time, but I don't work 12, 14 hours in a row. You'd wear out in a week, of that kind of stuff. I mean, not a week, but anyway. So that's kind of how it evolved. Now I don't really call them sponsorships anymore. I more have partnerships, and I've kind of partnered a little bit more specifically with people who have a gym of their own, or, can send me some paying clients. And that's
Right.
kind of the
Yeah.
idea now is, yes, shout out for me, but if you can send me some paying clients.
Yeah.
So people like Heath, Herndon, he really just he and Juan blew up. The cupping is good for athletes.
Oh, yeah.
Just we're really good about saying it. He sent me tons
Juan
of paying
was
clients.
just on, and Heath is going to be on
Yeah.
episode-wise a while from now.
I've got this
but
picture where Heath and Brandon and Juan all kind of converged on the office about the same time. And so we've got this picture together, and I'm like, oh, my boys. So
awesome.
nothing but love for all of them. And, just as well as I do through this, people change gyms, people, they're becomes whatever, but I have nothing but love for anybody who helped me get to where I am. And what I didn't know, because I was a nurse, so I didn't have to market myself, is like, with brand recognition. And we talked about that day at the fight. Sometimes they have to see it 7, 8, 9 times to just go, oh, I recognize the logo. Oh, it's something about some people, or something about, that they have to see it over and over again. So that's what all these young athletes in town and these gym owners have done, is just made my brand recognizable, which is great for me, because most of the gyms, at least the ones I partner with, because a lot of the gyms I do a discount if they send me people. So the whole gym gets a discount, whoever comes from that area. A lot of them, I don't know where I was going with it. So, poof.
brand recognition, I think, is where you were going.
So they've helped me just to where they'll say, oh no, somebody told me. Sometimes people will call and be like, I know you're the lady to do it, or I see you at the fights or whatever. And sometimes I usually get to go back and help my athletes. If they ask, I'll go help, warm them up, stretch them beforehand.
I think also just like being around that too, like being at island fights and being stuff like that, just having your face out there too. Is a
and then
huge
Larry
deal,
and Alice were so sweet. They're like my second family here. I don't have any family here besides my children and my ex-husband. Everybody else elsewhere. They just really took me in, and Alice said, hey, I want to get out of this, come learn how to run the ring. So she kind of took me under her wing, and so the girls and I kind of learned all the get the athletes ready for the fight. Not get them ready, but do all their paperwork kind of stuff, and got to sit ringside and got to learn about the inner workings. So what the island fights guys do, and then what each sanctioning agency kind of did. Sammy was great about letting me kind of come, and we've worked their fights before. So I've kind of immersed myself. I don't like to say like, fangirled into it, but I want to learn all the aspects, because then when I have a young athlete come to me, or an older athlete, or an elderly person, or whatever it is, the more I know about kind of what they're doing and what the pressures are. And that's one of the things, like Elvin and Juan and Brock sat and kind of talked about some of the struggles, that a fighter goes through, that, probably most of the people watching the podcast don't know, how hard it is on their families, and how they're working. Most of our guys around here work a full-time job, heavy labor, AC, construction, trays alignment, all those kind of things that they're out working with their hands. Juan did construction. Ashley Everett is, has a hard job. Griffin Fisk has a full-time job. So we have very few athletes in this area who can train full-time. Right. So they've got to work, and then they're training however many hours a day, and then trying to be a wife or a husband, or raise family.
Good on top of that.
Yeah. Only having this amount of time, but
maybe you do all this and commit all this time, and you suck.
Yeah.
But these people are getting good on top of...
Right, and then these people we've talked about don't suck. And in the 7 years or so that I've been around it, we've watched them just go. I mean, you watched, Dylan go from fighting here to being bare knuckles, watched Brock go to the UFC.
Dylan
Jacob Kilbourn's one of mine. He went to the UFC. Yeah. You're just watching them grow, and it's so much fun. Like, I watched Juan's podcast the other day, and just watching him mature.
Yeah, really.
Just watching him mature from when I met him a few years ago to now, and just how eloquent he is. And he's got LLCs, and he's doing his music. I'm so, like, I swell up with pride for each of them and all the things that they're doing,
You have, like, a very hard thing to describe. You have, like, an intangible product that has a tangible result, like you being there. Like, I don't have nothing I can physically give you, but I'm gonna physically apply pressure in the right ways, and then it's gonna
help you
result in something that is better than when we first met.
Right.
Like
so
there's
no product, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So like
That's what I'm
Miriam
getting
sells a
at.
mouth guard,
Yeah.
so she
But
can
you-
market a physical product that she can sell, and
Right.
it can kind of go around
Yeah.
the world. So brand recognition is good for me,
Right.
but nobody from Nova Scotia or nobody from New York City, unless
Can
they
buy
fight down
you.
here,
Yeah.
are going to come and see me. Now I do have one from North Carolina, boxer Michael Williams Jr. When he comes down to train with Roy, he'll come and see me and stuff. So it is my name, and I have a gym out of Tennessee, and I have a couple gyms in Alabama. So it is kind of growing, but
trying
I
to branch
am
out a
so
little.
OCD that I want to be the person who touches them. I want to be the person who does the skill until
You
I
are
find
the
somebody.
product.
Until I find somebody that I can train up, that I feel like I can hand off. And how do you hand off? I've been a nurse 28 years.
Yeah.
How do I find
It's very
somebody who's
difficult
got
to-
that, that other
You
aspect?
just need somebody
to it?
that wants to shadow you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like be your
and
right hand man.
there's some young therapists that just came out of Pensacola School of Massage that I'm like, let's pay attention to them because
it's like finding somebody that has the same, when you click the same way and you find that they have the same like drive and they want the same thing you want,
Right.
like that. And I think that's a lot of what happened with me in the kitchen.
Right.
It's like my chef saw kind of the same stuff that he, what he was going through when he was my age, and that's why he was so accepting of me and like took me under his wing and kind of stuff like that. And so whenever you do find somebody that you obviously they want the same good things for the whole whole area, it's like
Well, and
and
it's
you
not
can-
about being self-serving, right? cooking is not
Right.
about being self-serving. It
Right.
brings you some satisfaction from a job well done.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I'm glad you brought that up because no, I don't just hunt down the hottest athlete. I've sought out a couple of people just recently that I've added to the team, like Billy Good. I watched him for a long time.
I thought you were about to
and
roast
decided-
somebody for their looks.
No,
You're like,
no,
I've
no.
just
I know-
recently had
no,
some
and-
uglies.
So no. But I
Billy's
almost-
like sweating and he's
No.
listening. He's like,
no.
Oh,
Billy
Lord.
knows that I'm so jealous of his hair. He has the best curly blonde
no,
hair.
he has a pretty smile too.
Yes. No, he's
He's schoolboy cute. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, he's
Schoolboy
phenomenal.
kid.
He's a
Schoolboy
Marine
kid.
Corps veteran.
cute. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
He and Michael Peltier, Marine Corps veterans. Yeah. Anyway, but most everybody who's come to me, someone has brought to me, hey, you need to help this kid, or
Yeah.
hey, help my friend, or I told this person about you. So that's phenomenal because I think we talked about this the other day. Every person I don't have to physically go out and meet that comes to me because somebody said, hey, she helped me. Hey,
Yeah.
she can do this. Hey, she's trustworthy. Hey, you can send your husband to her. Whatever
Yeah.
the case may be. She knows all the way from babies all the way up to, end of life kind of stuff. That helps me be able to help more people without having to spend the time sitting in a networking group or sitting in a gym. And I love going to the gyms. I actually wish I had more time to be able to go visit each of the gyms like Ludus Magnus and Familia, all those gyms that are out kind of outlying or are my Alabama people. And I need to get licensed over there so I can go spend time with Panacea. And
You need to
Port
go
City.
Brock's new gym.
I know.
Ooh,
I
so
cannot
awesome.
tell you how thrilled I am for them.
That's
I am
so
just
cool, man.
stoked.
exciting.
Dude, I know
The
that's
video
so cool.
Shantae put today, Marcy was in there
Yeah, I
working
saw
out. Marcy
that.
was in there working out, and I was like, "Woo, go Marcy!"
Yeah,
So,
that's so
yeah.
exciting. Dude.
It is. It's great to watch them be able to go live their dream, and that's
yeah.
it's not. It really is not about me. And I, some people are like, "Well, why is your name Robyn Hood?" Because it was a cheap DBA to
Yeah.
do, right? I
Yeah.
mean, it was easy.
Nobody's got it.
There's a name in the works that I want to be someday. Get away from my formerly married name too. But now my kids all have that name, so whatever.
Yeah.
But it's not about me, and now it would take a transition for people to be like, oh, that's really Robyn. That's not somebody else. Because some people would be like, I'm not going to go to anybody else because it's not, if I change names.
Right.
Yeah. Well, maybe this is just like a weird like thing to also say, but it's not bad to be by your own name because like Wim Hof has breathing techniques.
Yeah.
It's not
That's
like
him, huh?
deep breath.
Yeah.
Well, Dean
Deep
Tool
breath, guys.
But people-
Promotions,
yeah,
Roy Jones Jr.,
exactly.
a lot
People-
of our
it's
athletes
not
don't have
bad.
a moniker, right? Heath doesn't have a moniker. RJ doesn't have a moniker anymore. They just go by their names.
Yeah.
So it's not bad to go by your names. I mean, we're just
Yeah.
two some people suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
No, but
and
that's
we've-
great though.
Two people
because
that
some
suck.
people really do suck.
Yeah, and I love, dude. I'll be out and about, and some people be like,
So the sticker on the back of the car?
yeah,
Dude, literally this happens to me like a lot of the times where
You
I'll
get
be like
catcalled.
parked. I'll be parked somewhere and I'm
Hey!
like walking over to the and they're like, "Yo, I like that sticker, man." And I'm like, "You'll like the podcast more."
Yeah.
You know, like Which I think is really that's so awesome to me. But
it's so fun when you go out in town and you get recognized. It's so fun when I go to a fight and I don't know a kid or somebody from another gym or whatever, and they're like, "Hey, you're Miss Robyn, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah," and they're like, "So and so told me about you. I need to get in and see you." And I'm like, "Come on."
Have we talked about the at Alice's since? We haven't said anything on the podcast about it?
No, because we did the fight companion and then we did Brock's.
Okay. So we were... Yeah, we had something like this.
Okay.
That's what I was talking about. Sit at the table.
Like, food's good.
No.
Right, I was like, I've seen about Alice's. I saw that chef the other day.
Yeah, we were at Alice's and we like sit down. We were waiting on Chef Ed from Pallanza's. Shout out Chef Ed to come meet up with us.
Podcast.
And he's got our Some People Suck shirt on, and I had some other shit on. But anyway, we're sitting at the table, and all of a sudden there's a lady sitting at a table like 2 tables away, and she walks over to us and she goes, "Are you guys Some People Suck podcast?" And we're like, "Yes, ma'am." And she was like, "I just read your article on Downtown Crowd about the podcast." Well, she's like, "I'm really excited to listen," and blah, blah, blah. She's like, "It's really exciting to see this, to see you guys." And we were like, "What in the heck is going on right now?" Like,
yeah, y'all are about to have that happen all the time, and getting in that magazine is that's kudos to you guys. That's so
we're
cool.
We're so stoked about the whole
I don't
thing.
know if you know about Alice's, but it's like
dude,
top of the line shit.
It's
So for someone to recognize us there,
yeah, we look so out of wearing like jeans and like hoodies and stuff and a t-shirt, literally this, and everybody's in like dresses and like Tiffany necklaces and stuff, and we're like,
I had no idea. There's a gym down the road one of my friends used to own, and I'd see Alice's all the time, and I was like, oh, it's just probably like a little mom and pop.
Yeah.
But now I've got to go try it because you guys have been on an Alice's kick lately.
Crazy. I mean, Rusty is a fucking
he's a genius.
Hammer of a
He's
chef.
A genius, like, dude. Seriously.
But the equivalent is like, if I thought we were ever gonna get recognized in Pensacola, it would be like Water Boys
or the mall, like walking around the mall. Yeah.
Nobody says shit to me at the mall.
When's the last time you were at the mall?
I don't know.
Cool.
I don't know. But yeah, like nobody recognizes me like that.
I honestly don't think I've been to the mall since we've started the podcast. Like, seriously.
I've been several times. I get pedicures, bro.
You go to the mall?
Oh.
Yeah, the place right by the eye place.
The other place. The place by the place.
Ross.
Oh.
It's like super big, dude. They'll massage your leg for like 5 hours.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I need to go there because foot massage. The girls across the street, I think it's Perfection Nails. Anyway, it's right across the street from our office. That's what leg and foot massage. I'm always just go. If you want a better one than what I'm going to do, go across the street.
Listen,
they'll hook you up.
If I'm going to suggest anything to manly men or fucking people that are like, "Oh, you ain't touching my feet, I ain't gay."
Yeah.
Dude, you're gay. Dude. Because if someone touched your feet, you would love it. I promise you.
Yeah.
They massage you from the kneecap down, and it's like, I could literally fall asleep when they start going on my calves. I'm just like...
Do they like get in? Do they really get in there? Or
Dude, I mean, all the motions. Like, fucking with the thumbs, no thumbs. They'll just fucking elbows on it. They're just like...
Like, what part of my body can I use to massage this guy's
I saw the back of a girl's head.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, now she's liking this more than I am.
Yeah.
Hey, man,
Let me
put your
get
hands back on it. Yeah,
please
like,
don't
what
use
are you
back
doing,
here.
dude?
She's like, oh, wow.
But they'll, like, massage it with, like, CBD, like, what is it when
oil?
Yeah, but it's an oil, but it has, like, grit in it.
Oh, so like a sugar scrub or something?
Yeah, it's like a sugar scrub, but it has, like, CBD in it, and it smells fucking awesome. Why you blink at me? Wait, you just wink at me?
No.
What? No. Yeah, you did it, and I'm going to run that shit back.
I didn't wink at you.
Yes, you did, dude. I said...
Maybe I had some.
Hold on. And I said something, and then you went... Anyway.
Oh, man.
Okay.
What was... I was going to ask you
something. Well, your feet have acupressure points on them. So that can actually like help the whole rest of your body.
Boy.
So yeah.
Boy.
I don't even care if they paint my toenails or clip them. If they'll just massage my legs and my feet, I'm like,
dude, I do. Yeah, I know.
Doing.
Oh, I don't care about the toes.
Just let me give you all the money.
Yeah, I'm like, go ahead. Yeah. They're like, we'll paint them. I was like, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, you pick the color. I don't even care.
You pick. Whatever,
you do it.
Do it.
As far as do you do any kind of like CBD treatment stuff like that, or is that kind of a?
I'm gonna leave that question for not here. People are allowed to bring in whatever you want to bring in. There's some some iffy stuff whether they want us to use CBD or whatever in the office. But you can bring in, I say, Tiger Balm, Biofreeze, Sombra, Icy Hot. If you have something that you're using at home and you're working a massage with me, bring it all in. We'll look at it. I've got a couple of things in the office. I've got some essential oils in the office.
No.
Go ahead.
Is this a weird question to ask? And you can say no.
You can go ahead.
What is the weirdest shit you're allowed to divulge right now? Like, what's the weirdest shit that's happened?
Well, it would be so fun to tell stories like that, but then, you know what?
But you can't, right?
If I told a story
what's the craziest thing a friend has had happen to them?
Like a friend who's a massage therapist.
I got some in my eye.
There's onions in it, but
they're just people are just crazy.
Word.
You know, we I don't know if you watched the news.
I can't ask anything. I was gonna say, have you massaged a leg and like it came off? And you're like, oh shit, that's not there.
That would be.
That'd be
weird.
Up there, huh?
Yeah, that would be weird. No, but there a lot of the not reputable massage parlors around town have kind of been taking a hit lately. So for those of us who are reputable, we're not sad about that. That now maybe I won't have to say no. What you just did was solicit me when you asked for a happy ending.
I would hate to know what those are.
Yeah. Right.
What?
I'm sure you could just Google who's been in the news.
Oh, wow.
Where did they move?
That always just hit you like you're like, huh?
Wait, what?
Oh, yeah, no.
But not always people who work in there are there voluntarily.
That's
so
true.
it can be a human trafficking thing. And,
man, dude, and I just found out like that's a human trafficking symbol.
I'm not even
like covering up your thumb means you're trapped. Oh. So if they can't say anything to you and they're just like,
right.
That means like, hey, fucking get somebody.
Yeah, there's some really good human trafficking stuff out there right now too. I know that we just had to do a continuing education on that for this year, but yeah, so that's kind of a bummer side. I love my clients. If you ever come and see me, it's just we have so much fun in there. It's not that I can't do a spa massage, but I don't feel like I'm here to pamper. Yeah. That's just not where I'm a nurse. Nurses help you heal. We help you get better. That's my primary thing, is being a nurse and a massage therapist second. So pampering is not really, I call it frou-frou massages kind of stuff. I'm not going to make you, I'm not going to torture you the whole time you're in there. That brings me no
She's coming
joy.
off the top rope just.
Yeah, no, that doesn't. And if you go home and you're hurting, how did we make it better? And if it's somebody that's never had a massage, or maybe somebody who's nervous about it, they're like, oh, massage doesn't work. I had an elderly client just recently who said, yeah, I'd had a massage before and she basically tortured me the whole time. Now I know that wasn't the person's intent. That's just what she was taught in school. No pain, no gain. Yeah. But here this elderly lady had been in a car accident a number of years ago, and I just have a different approach. We kind of combined a lot of different modalities, is what we call them, like Swedish deep tissue, whatever. So people be like, I want to get a deep tissue, and I'm like, well, if you want to be hurting the whole time, I'm not the person for you, because I'm a nurse and I was taught really good pain management, and we don't want you at a 10 the whole time, because then everything is going to be tense, and what am I doing?
Right. Yeah.
I'm wasting my time, I'm wasting your time, I'm wasting your money. If you have a trigger point, if you have a big knot in something, or you have your hand is sore already, it might be uncomfortable when we have to manipulate it, or we touch it, or we scrape it, or we cup it, or we whatever. But that's going to be a few seconds of that, and we're going to do something else to try to combat the fact that was uncomfortable. So when you leave, you go, hey, I can move easier, I can move freer, that pain is a little bit better. And even if the pain is just a little bit better,
it's better.
It's better than it was, and rarely do you leave and you're worse. At least that's not my goal. I don't want you to leave and be in more pain. Yeah. And then I'll give you a whole plethora of stuff, everything that I can think of to kind of make that massage last as long as it can, and to make you not have as much pain, even just sitting in an Epsom salt bath. You probably use them. I don't know if you use them, but Epsom salt baths for our athletes, they use it a lot to cut weight. But if you'll just do them every 1 to 3 days, that muscle soreness that when you get to be my age, it'll just be all the time. If you do anything, that'll go away. If you hydrate really well after a massage, that will help kind of flush out everything that we've got moving around, and you're just going to send it through your lymph system and send it out of your body, so you won't have all that resettle. Because that's where sometimes I forget to hydrate after my massages, and I'll be uncomfortable the next day. Well, she's just moved around all of that lactic acid in there, and then it just resettled. So you've got basically delayed onset muscle soreness
Right.
because she's done, you know, a CrossFit workout to my muscles while
Right.
I'm laying there on the table.
And you're not flushing
and
it
you're
out
not
correctly.
flushing it out
Well,
properly.
Did
Okay.
you
Next
have a
question.
Yeah, I just had can you massage a jaw?
Yeah, so
You can?
TMJ is actually something that we, shout out Sean at school, taught us how to work on jaws, and it can be better. Now, if it's not something that massage helps with, you talk to Dr. Miriam about that at Makotech Mouth Guards and Milestone Family Dentist. That's our resident area dentist. I know we talked about, you know, going and seeing her. You need a good mouth guard, so go get with her. She's phenomenal. She takes great care of our
actually,
athletes.
I just feel like, when I got it, and it's like the first time people suck mouth guard, it's split in the middle now.
Okay,
Alright.
call Dr. Miriam. I'll make sure you have her number when I leave here, and she'll get you hooked up because she does Brock's and Jacobs. She does everybody's, really. And they say it's one that they can. It's the Miriam podcast now, Miriam. So they say that you can talk and breathe through it.
Oh, I know.
So,
like, I mean, I
and
roll
it
with
fits your
Cam
bottom-
on a
fits your bottom
regular,
teeth,
and he has it in
Nice.
whenever we're talking, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
What?
and it's wild that you can talk that clear with it in your mouth.
Yeah.
And then she'll do all your dental care, you
Yeah.
know, your checkups and your, you know, fillings and your, if you want Invisaligns. I saw you guys talked about that the other day. She can do, I don't think Invisalign is her brand. Look, I need mine done too, right? So, but
I'd rather my
she's
teeth
phenomenal.
be friends than like act like they didn't know each other. You know?
Yeah, no, for sure.
My teeth
I think
act like
I
they
want
fucking
she's
hate
the
me.
I
woman,
want
and
them
she-
to be friends as well.
Hey, man.
Because I gotta look at you. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, bud.
Who's sitting across from you?
Yes.
This.
I'm gonna be nice, okay?
What? Okay.
Popeyes got me feeling a little fresh.
Good.
Well, before we get you out of here, what would you like to tell the audience? Like, what? You had something.
I did. Well, I was going to tell them what we texted about.
Yes.
So anybody who comes to me that I don't know yet, that we don't have an established relationship, or you're not already my client, and you say that either one of these guys, Cody or Houghton, said, "Hey, go see Miss Robyn," or you watched it on the Some People Suck podcast, I'm gonna give them $10 off.
What?
Not just their first massage. It'll be the Some People Suck discount. They can get it for every massage that they come.
Dude.
And then everybody that comes to me, I do this for some of the other places that are like my partnering businesses, friends or groups. Everybody that comes to me, I'm going to credit Some People Suck $5.
What?
And so when you get up to a massage, either a 60-minute or a 90-minute, you guys can get the gift certificate for yourself. You can give it away on here. You can do whatever you want to do. So that's just my way to give back, because again, everybody that you send me, I don't have to go hunt down or find.
Yeah.
And around here anyway, you guys know, word of mouth advertising beats flyers and everything else.
100%.
If somebody says, you got to try this, or I got a guy for this,
Yeah.
go see my chiro, whatever, that it's great. That's
Dude,
the
so
way to
awesome.
spend your money.
That's
So
so
appreciate
awesome.
yeah, gonna do that.
greatly.
And the little gift bags that I brought you
Yes.
on the
Yes.
back of that card is a free massage. So come see me. I know you said you didn't like people touching you, but at least let me let me look at your hand. You can stay fully clothed. That's another thing. I have some people who maybe had some trauma in their life, or maybe I come from a conservative background, might
Right.
not want to get under the covers and whatever. Do totally clothed. We can do it. We can do a massage on the chair. We can do it on the table. I can do events.
I'm
go
gonna
to
wear
events.
my gi.
Yeah, wear your gi.
2 of them.
Yeah.
Both
Both
of
of
them.
them.
Both of them.
No, you're gonna wear your Some People Suck.
Yeah, there you go.
Rash guard.
Rash guards.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Anyway, but yeah, come see me for those things. And then just, if you need holiday gift certificates, this will come out before the holidays. I do an amazing sale, a flash sale on the 29th. On the Saturday, Small Business Saturday. So follow my Instagram. It's one day, and it is the best sale I do all the time. But otherwise, I try to be real affordable, real reasonable.
Yeah.
I don't want to turn anybody away because of money.
Yeah.
I want to, I'll barter, I'll trade, you
Yeah.
can cut my grass, whatever. I don't want to, if somebody comes to me for help and they've specifically chosen me, I don't want to say, no, I can't. There's nothing I can do for you.
You wanna help them at the end
So
of the
yeah, I
day.
want to help whoever I can. So it's a perk that my athletes are hot.
Well, we
So,
appreciate that. Well, how can they get a hold of you?
Okay, so I'll spell it for you. It's Robyn Houghton Massage Therapy, ROBYN HOUGHTON, then Massage Therapy, Facebook, Instagram, Google, And then the number you can call or text is 615, it's a Tennessee number, 268-9231. And you'll get me. If you don't get me because I'm with a client, just leave a message and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I prefer texts just because I have or a phone call or a text, because I have my social media quieted down so it doesn't ding through every massage. So I actually have to go hunt down when those messages come through. That way if my kids need me or something, that shows up in a massage. But hey, somebody liked your picture on something, doesn't come through. So so that's great. Thank you so much for having me on here. Everybody watch Some People Suck. They're super awesome. They are as cool in person as they are online.
Well, thank you.
Super excited for you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for not making This Is Terrible. This was my first podcast to ever do. It was so fun. Yes.
Thank you for the sandwiches and the gift baskets. That's so awesome. Thank you so much.
Fun. Yeah.
Seriously. Yeah,
and I watch you guys. I think I told you I'm cleaning. I'm obsessive. So if I find a Netflix show, I got to watch it to the end. So I'm not caught up. So I watch you guys cleaning while I'm cleaning, not while I'm driving. While I'm killing time somewhere. Yeah. So I'm getting caught up. I'm going backwards now. But and I appreciate that I'm one of the few girls that's been on. So that's awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Super cool.
Well, thank you so much again. We really appreciate it. We're going to get the fuck up out of here. We love you guys. Yee. My